last time, stop messaging me! Unless there's some kind of pressing emergency, I do not want to hear from you, Mom! Holly, it's December. Are you coming home for Christmas this year? Your cousins are all bringing their families. I already told Aunt Patty you'd be here. I've messaged you 3 times. Can you at least answer? I am answering, and no, I'm not coming back. Didn't I make that clear last year? You said you were busy last year. I thought maybe this time would be different. It's not. Nothing's changed. I've got too much going on. My boss hasn't approved time off, and frankly, I don't feel like wasting the little free time I have flying back to that freezing, drafty shack you call a house. That shack is your childhood home, and it's not about the house, it's about spending the holidays with your family. Family? You mean the people who still think it's 1985 and treat me like some middle schooler who never left Ohio? No thanks. I've built a life here. I don't need to freeze my butt off in a town with more boarded up shops than functioning ones. You haven't been back once since college. You moved to New York for school and just vanished, always too busy. First with classes, then with internships, then with work. There is always an excuse. It's not an excuse, it's a choice. I chose to move forward, Mom. That place, it's not home anymore. There's no reason to go back. What do you mean there's no reason? I'm here, me, your mother. That's reason enough, isn't it? You want honesty? Fine. No, it's not enough of a reason. I have zero interest in sleeping on that lumpy old couch in that cold living room just to pretend I'm some small-town girl who never got out. I make more money in a month now than you ever made in a year. Why would I come back to that? Because I'm your mother, because I miss you, because I still remember the girl who used to call every weekend just to chat. The one who hugged me tight before heading off to college and said, "Thanks for everything, Mom." That was before I realized how suffocating it all was, how embarrassing. You really think I want to spend my entire Christmas holiday being reminded that my mom still works the factory line, that she lives in a place with rotting window frames and duct tape space heaters? Is that what you think of me? I'm embarrassing to you? I didn't say that. Those are your words, not mine. I'm just saying I don't need the reminder. Look, I've worked hard. I've got a career, a future. I'm engaged to someone who actually gets it, who doesn't think ambition is a dirty word. I raised you alone. I worked 10-hour shifts standing on concrete floors just to keep the lights on and get you through college. Every winter, my fingers would crack and bleed from the cold, and I still got up before sunrise to make your lunches. And now you talk to me like I'm some roach you stepped over. Would you stop twisting my words like that? I'm just being real. I don't have time for nostalgic guilt trips. I didn't ask you to do all of that for me. You chose to do it on your own volition. Don't expect a trophy. I didn't want a trophy. I wanted a daughter. One who remembered where she came from. One who didn't throw it all away because she got an apartment in Manhattan and a LinkedIn page that sounds impressive. Where I came from is the problem. You want me to play house in that sad little town and pretend it didn't take everything in me to get out? No thanks. I didn't know loving me was such a burden. It is when you keep dragging me backward. This whole guilt act, the poor mom who did her best routine, I'm done with it. And since you can't take a hint, let me be as explicit as possible. I'm not coming home. Not this year, not next year, probably not ever. I've got my life. You've got yours. Let's stop pretending they overlap. So that's it? You're just cutting me off? I'm not cutting you off. I'm setting boundaries. There's a difference. Right. Well, I hope you have a nice Christmas. Maybe you can buy yourself a treat. Get yourself something fancy with that big paycheck of yours. Me? I'll be here, in my embarrassing little house, alone. Glad we're on the same page. Merry Christmas, Mom.
Hello, Ms. Margaret. I hope this isn't too sudden. My name is Evan Maddox. I'm Holly's fiancé.
Her fiancé? Well, hello. I didn't even know Holly was engaged. She didn't say a word. Is she okay?
She's fine, doing great, actually. I just felt it was appropriate to introduce myself even though she... Well, she asked me not to.
She asked you not to talk to me? Why would she say something like that?
She mentioned things have been difficult between you two for a long time, that there's a lot of emotional baggage.
Emotional baggage? From what? Me working myself into the ground so she could have a better life?
I'm just trying to share her side. She told me that after her father passed, you struggled financially, which is understandable, but the problem was that you became controlling. You used guilt to keep her tied down and demanded money from her.
I'm sorry, what? I demanded what? Is that really what she told you?
She said once she got into college, you pressured her constantly, saying that she owed you for raising her. She said she sent money to you out of obligation and ended up with almost nothing left.
That's not true. That is a flat-out lie. I never asked for money, not even once. I busted my back to keep her from feeling that kind of pressure. I skipped meals so she wouldn't have to. I worked holidays, nights, weekends, whatever it took. I would have rather starved than taken a cent from my daughter.
Well, she remembers it differently.
Then she remembers wrong. Or maybe she's rewriting history because it's easier than admitting she abandoned me. Because let me tell you something, Evan. I used to get up at 4 a.m. to pack her lunches. I'd walk to work in the snow just to save bus fare. When the furnace broke, I sealed the windows with bubble wrap and worked double shifts so I could pay the heating guy. So don't you come in here with your fancy CEO words and accuse me of being some manipulative mother. I was trying to survive and give her a damn future.
I'm not trying to accuse anyone of anything. Please, calm down. I just think Holly deserves peace. The only way she found stability was to block you out. Your constant calls and messages felt like harassment.
You know what those calls were? They were me praying she was safe. They were me wondering if my only child had eaten. They were me begging for any kind of sign that she was still in my life. And if that's harassment now, then I guess I'm guilty of loving my daughter too much.
I get that you're emotional right now, but I think we both know boundaries are important. If Holly doesn't want contact, that choice should be respected.
Respected? I respected her when she said she needed space. I gave it. I kept Christmas quiet. I didn't show up at her job or call her boss, but I texted on birthdays. I checked in during the holidays because I'm her mother. That doesn't just stop because she moved to a better zip code.
With all due respect, Ms. Margaret, I trust Holly. I've seen how hard she works and how much she's built without anyone's help. Meanwhile, you made her feel like she could never breathe. She was drowning in your high expectations of her, and you never even thought to extend a helping hand.
Without anyone's help, she's living off the education I paid for with overtime and frozen dinners. That business suit she wears to meetings, I bought with the money I didn't spend on myself for 20 years. Don't sit there and act like she clawed her way up alone. She climbed on my shoulders to get there.
Regardless of how you see it, she's asked for distance, and if that line keeps getting crossed, I'll need to take action. She told me you still work at the plant in Riverfield, is that correct? I'd rather not have to involve your supervisor, but if she feels unsafe or emotionally compromised, I will do what I must.
Are you threatening me now? You're seriously going to come after my job? You don't even know me.
It's not a threat, it's a precaution. I take Holly's well-being seriously, and emotional stress is still stress.
I sacrificed everything for her. Everything. I gave up dates, vacations, even new shoes, just so she wouldn't go without. I didn't complain when she moved away. I didn't say a word when she started ignoring my messages. I sat here in this same chair year after year, waiting for some tiny sign that I still mattered. And now you waltz into my life with your perfect teeth and startup success and act like I'm the villain? Like I'm some toxic parasite who won't let go?
I understand this is hard to hear, but Holly and I are building something new, and part of that means leaving the past where it belongs.
You don't get to decide that, and neither does she. Not while she's slandering me to people I've never even met. If you had any decency, you'd at least ask both sides before playing judge.
I'm doing what's best for Holly, that's my only concern.
Then you'd better pray you really know her, Evan. Because I raised that girl, and if she can lie about me this easily, one day she'll lie to you, too. Well, Holly, I just had a very enlightening chat with your fiancé, a person I didn't even knew existed until he texted me just now, by the way. Oh, great. I asked him not to talk to you, but then he goes and does it anyway. He said you told him I begged you for money, that I guilted you into supporting me, that I was emotionally manipulative. Well, if the shoe fits. Excuse me? And just what is that supposed to mean? You never asked outright, I'll give you that, but the pressure was always there. Every phone call, every message was always laced with guilt. I worked so hard for you, Holly. I gave up everything. You said it so many times I can still hear it ringing in my ears. I said those things because they were true. I never asked you to pay me back. I never expected a dime. All I ever wanted was to see you happy and safe. Maybe a visit for the holidays now and then. That's it. It wasn't about money. It was about weight. You hung your whole life around my neck like an anchor. Your sacrifices, your struggles, your miserable little town. I was supposed to carry it all and smile about it? I gave you everything I had. I wore the same shoes until the soles peeled off. I stitched my winter coat every year instead of buying a new one. I worked the line until my hands cracked open. For you. And that's exactly the problem. You want to be worshipped for it. You think raising me earns you lifetime loyalty. But it doesn't work like that anymore. What do you mean anymore? I was your mother then, and I'm still your mother now. That doesn't just get erased because you landed a good job and a flashy ring. It's not just a flashy ring. Evan is a self-made CEO. His startup brought in 7 figures last year. His investors love him. His company is scaling nationally. We're building something real. You think I could afford to drag your story into that? My story? Your background, the rotting siding on the house, the space heaters, the rusted mailbox, the food stamps. Do you know how that sounds in my world? You mean our world. You didn't grow up in Manhattan. You grew up here with me. Exactly, and that's the part I needed to leave behind. I don't need people in Evan's circle asking why my mom still works a line job in a factory. I don't need them Googling our address and seeing broken windows and paint peeling off the porch. I've worked too hard to climb up. I'm not about to fall back down because I couldn't cut ties. And so you're going to cut me off. It's a necessary sacrifice. Evan believes I'm from nothing because of bad luck, not bad choices. That I've overcome hardship, not that I came from someone who settled for it. Settled? You think I chose to struggle? You think I wanted this life? You stayed, didn't you? Because I had a daughter to raise. Because I put your needs ahead of my dreams every single day. I could have run. I could have given you up, but I stayed. And now you spit on that? I don't owe you anything for staying. That was your choice. Everything about my life up until I freed myself was your choice. I never asked to be born, did I? No, but you were. I loved you, and I still do. Even now, when you talk like I'm a pile of garbage. God, Holly, I barely recognize the person texting me. That's because I've changed. I've grown. I've learned what it takes to win. And honestly, Mom, dragging around a poor, clingy, small-town mother doesn't fit the image anymore. So what am I to you now? A bad memory? A cautionary tale? You are the version of myself I worked hard to avoid, that's all. Look, I'm not trying to be cruel, but I've made it. I finally made it. I'm officially in the winner's circle. There's no room for rusted trailers and people who shop with coupons. And there it is, the truth. You think I'm trash, unfit for your new life. I think you're not part of my future, that's all. You gave me roots. Now I need wings. Then don't be surprised when those wings snap under the weight of your lies. By the way, since we're on the subject of lies, there's something I should tell you. Oh, great. What now? Another guilt trip? Not quite. I just think it's funny how much you've been running from your roots when your fiancé's company has been working with them this whole time. What are you even talking about?
Evan's sleek little tech startup. They've been sourcing parts from my factory for over a year now.
Your factory? That's precious. You're so delusional.
It's most certainly not a delusion. I'm the CEO, Holly.
Wait, what? No, you're not. You work on the floor. You wear a hairnet and steel-toed boots and punch a clock. You've worked the line forever.
I did, until 2 years ago. The board offered me the position after the last CEO retired.
Yeah, you're gonna have to try way harder than that to convince me of this. You don't have an MBA. You don't even have a college degree.
No, but I've got 20 years of experience, every industry certification you can name, and a track record that speaks louder than any diploma. You think I just stood still all these years? You think I didn't fight for more?
If that's really true, then why haven't you told me about it up until now? Isn't the timing a little convenient?
I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen. Didn't you notice that I've been pushing harder than usual to get you to come home lately? I told you there was something important I wanted to talk to you about. That's what it was.
So, you're saying Evan's company's operations depend on your plant?
And much more than he realizes. Our factory produces a critical component in one of his flagship products. And the funny thing is, he never even bothered to meet the person behind it.
Well, how was he supposed to know? I didn't even know.
That's the irony, isn't it? You tried to scrub me out of your life, make me small, invisible. But behind the scenes, you've been riding my coattails this whole time.
This is insane.
I know, it must be a painful realization. You made your whole brand about being better than me, but your precious brand is all my products. You might as well get a Made in Margaret tattoo.
Does Evan know about this yet?
He will soon. The pompous little upstart threatened my job and my company. I'm not going to take that lying down. There are going to be very real consequences for that.
Consequences? What are you gonna do to him?
We've become a major player in the industry over the last 2 years I've been at the helm. Our sales numbers have increased 500% in that time.
What? 500%? Those are impossible growth numbers. For a startup, maybe, but for a long-running factory like yours, that just doesn't happen.
But it did, though. You can check the annual reports we issue to confirm it for yourself. And you know what that means. We're not hurting for business at all. I think it might be time for my company to reconsider its relationship with Evan's firm. As a matter of fact, I plan to propose to the board at the next meeting that we are completely cutting him off.
Really? That's your big threat? That's kinda weak, Mom. I expected something better from you. Like, so you don't sell him parts anymore. Whoop-de-doo! I guess you'll just have to go to one of your competitors.
He can go to them if he likes, but the very big problem he'll run into is that no one else is able to make the parts he needs besides us. My company has the patents for nearly 70% of the products Evan's firm uses in their products. If we cut him off, then they'll have to pump tens of millions of dollars into completely redesigning their products. Meanwhile, his competitors will have no such issue.
Oh my God! Mom, you're really gonna go nuclear on him? That'll destroy his company. It'll destroy him. Is that what you want?
Why, yes, Holly. That's precisely what I want. It's the least that he deserves for the way he disrespected me today.
But what about me? I'm gonna marry him. If you destroy him, then you'll be taking me down too.
Yet another very good reason to go forward with my plan.
Mom, no! You can't do this! I didn't even know that you were the CEO! Are you really gonna punish me for not knowing something?
This isn't about your ignorance. It's about your malicious blend of ignorance and arrogance. You need to be knocked down a peg or two, and it's my duty as your mother to see to that.
Please, Mom, I'm begging you!
Give Evan a message for me. It's very simple. You're done.
Margaret, I want to profusely apologize for my unacceptable behavior earlier. I had absolutely no idea who you were when I said those things.
That's right. You didn't know, but that didn't stop you from threatening my job like the villain on some bad soap opera.
I wasn't trying to threaten you. I thought I was protecting Holly. She told me things that made me believe she was being emotionally manipulated, and I acted without thinking.
You're an intelligent man, Evan. You don't get to use that excuse with me. You assumed the worst, and you treated me like some helpless woman working a line job you could squeeze out of the picture.
That is not what I meant to do, I swear! I honestly thought I was doing the right thing at the time, but now I understand how wrong I was, and I'm truly sorry.
Your apology doesn't erase how you treated me or my staff. You have disrespected my plant from day one with unreasonable deadlines, sloppy communication, and absolutely no appreciation.
You're absolutely right. We've leaned on your factory heavily, and I never took the time to acknowledge how critical you've been. That was a huge failure on my part, and I'll own that completely.
You didn't just lean on us, Evan. You built half your business model on our production schedule and expected us to jump every time you snapped your fingers.
I understand that now, and I wish I could go back and handle things differently. I would treat you and your team with the respect you deserve. Please, I'm asking you not to end the partnership over this.
It's already ended. I messaged all the board members and they're all on the same page. Frankly, you should have seen this coming months ago.
Margaret, please! If you pull out now, we won't be able to fulfill our orders for next quarter! There are people's jobs tied up in this! People with families, with homes! I'm begging you to reconsider!
You should have thought about their jobs before you made threats you couldn't back up. I will not keep doing business with a man who doesn't understand the value of partnership until it's slipping through his fingers.
I do understand now! I know I messed this up badly, and I'll do whatever it takes to fix it. I'll fly out, meet your team, issue a public apology, whatever you need.
What I need is to never work with someone like you again. I've run my company for years without letting ego or arrogance take the wheel, and I don't plan to start now.
Please, this doesn't have to be how it ends. Just give me one more conversation, one more chance to make this right.
You're young. You'll still have plenty of chances to start again. Remember, Holly is expecting to marry a wealthy and successful businessman. So once your current company goes under, I hope you'll get right back to work building a new one.
Mom, can we please talk? I know I don't deserve your time right now, but I'm really scared and I don't know where else to turn.
Mom, huh? Didn't think I'd ever hear that word from you again.
I know I've been awful. I said things I didn't mean and I shut you out completely. But I need you. Evan's company, it's collapsing.
I am aware of his company's sudden drop in performance, but that's not my problem anymore.
It is your problem, though, at least partly. He depended on your factory. You were the backbone of his supply chain. Without you, we can't produce anything. We're already losing clients. Investors are panicking. Everything's falling apart.
That sounds like something a responsible CEO should have prepared for. Maybe if he spent less time threatening people and more time managing risk, he wouldn't be in this position.
You don't understand. I left everything to support him. I gave up my job, my savings, everything I had. I thought we were secure. I thought I'd finally made it. And now I'm sitting here with no income, no safety net, and no idea what to do next.
So now you're broke, trapped, and begging for help from the mother you swore you'd never speak to again. Isn't that something?
Please don't do this. I know I was cruel. I know what I said about you was beyond unforgivable, but I didn't mean all of it. I was trying to fit in. I was trying to prove I belonged in that world.
You told the man you planned to marry that I was manipulative, that I guilted you, that I begged you for money. You told him I was a parasite, and now here you are asking for help.
I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm just asking you to reconsider. If there's any way, even a temporary deal, you could resume the contract, we might have a shot at saving the company. Just enough to recover.
Holly, listen to yourself. You are asking me to rescue the man who threatened my livelihood and called me unstable. You want me to extend a hand to the people who erased me from their story until it became convenient not to.
I know how it sounds, but I'm not asking you for him. I'm asking you for me. I'm not proud of what I did. I regret it every day. I was stupid and arrogant and selfish, but I'm still your daughter. Somewhere under all this mess, I am still yours.
Yes, you are, and that's what makes this hurt in a way I can't even describe. You didn't just cut me off, you made a show of it. You turned me into a punchline so you could feel bigger. And now you want the woman you humiliated to come clean up the wreckage?
I'll never be able to take it back. I know that, but I'm begging you, not for pride, not for revenge, just for survival. Please help me. Please, don't let me fall apart like this.
You don't understand. It's not that I want you to fall apart, but I can't save someone who only remembers me when everything else is gone.
Then what am I supposed to do? Just give up?
You do what I did. You get up, you rebuild, you take the pain and turn it into something stronger, but you'll do it without me.
So that's it? This is really how it all ends between us?
It didn't have to end this way, but you made your choice, Holly. Now I'm simply honoring it. Evan's company collapsed within a month. I wasn't surprised. Turns out my plant wasn't the only one he tried to bully, just the one that said no. Suppliers cut ties, one after another. The funding dried up. The press got wind of it. It was his third failed startup. I suppose charm only takes you so far. For Holly's part, she's sticking by her man. They got married a few months later. They didn't have much time to enjoy their newlywed bliss, though. Evan's company's collapse left him saddled with over $400,000 in debt. It's going to be quite a challenge for them to work it all off. But if Evan's really as good of a businessman as he thinks he is, maybe they have a chance. I never heard from Holly again after that, and I honestly don't expect her name to appear at the top of my phone anytime soon. As for me, things are going as usual at my company. I wake up early, just like always. I run a plant that's never been stronger. I lead a team I'm proud of. I mentor young men and women who remind me of younger versions of myself. They're willing to put in all the work needed to succeed. And I'm going to give them all the help that I can to make sure it happens.